Now, this is my first lesson on the YouTube. What we are taking, the number system. In this chapter, number system, we are going to learn rational numbers, irrational numbers, real numbers and their decimal expansions, representing real numbers on the number line. These are three types. It is given in detail in your textbook. Representing real numbers on the number line. Three types are there in this. Then operations on real number and the laws of exponents for real numbers. These 6 things we are going to learn in this chapter, number system. Now we will see one by one what these points are. Let us start with the first point, rational numbers. Here in your previous classes, you had studied about the whole numbers, natural numbers, integers. These 3 things already you are familiar with. So when we are saying about the natural number are the numbers which will start from 1. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These all numbers are considered as natural numbers. Then natural numbers, in the set of natural number, if we are adding 0, then it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, like infinite. So that set is called as whole number. So we are saying whole number is nothing but all natural numbers including 0. Then the third it will come for integers. When we are saying integers, it is the set in which we will have all natural numbers, whole number, as well as we will have the negative numbers. When in the integers, when we are saying, we are including natural numbers, whole numbers as well as the negative numbers. Now, all these 3 with the numbers which can be written in P by Q form are nothing but the rational numbers. Rational numbers includes all these integers, whole numbers, natural numbers, these all, and some extra numbers which are nothing but which can be written in P by Q form. The numbers which can be written in P by Q form, where P is and Q are the integers and Q must not be equals to 0. Means what it means? The denominator should not be 0. The numbers whichever we can write P by Q means fraction. Whatever numbers if we are able to write in fraction are nothing but the rational numbers. Now come to the point, irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are the numbers which cannot be written in P by Q form, are called as irrational numbers. Again here, if we are taking the examples of irrational numbers, so irrational numbers are the numbers which cannot written in P by Q form. If suppose you are having the root 5, means it cannot be written in P by Q form. Root 6 cannot be written, root 7 cannot be written, root 8 also we cannot write. But square root of 9 is equals to 3. So that can be written as P by Q and that is called as rational number. Irrational numbers, when they are having infinite decimal expansion, that time we can say they are irrational numbers. So together, rational numbers and irrational number are considered as real numbers. We can say real numbers are the collection of rational numbers and irrational numbers. You have to keep it in the mind. Rational means which can be written in P by Q form. Irrational which cannot be written in P by Q form. These two we'll see in detail when we are doing the exercises. Next point we will go. Here the rational numbers, what it has given, rational numbers either terminating or non-terminating recurring. If a number is given in fraction form, we can get the decimal values for that. If we are dividing the numbers, if suppose you are having the number as 1 by 5, if I am dividing 1 by 5, I will get a decimal expansion. So in that decimal expansion, we can say the decimal expansion of rational number is either terminating. Terminating means after some steps you will get the remainder as 0, or non-terminating recurring. Here the recurring means repeatedly it will come the same. When it is coming repeatedly same, here I had written the bar on this number. Look at this, 5.26. When we are keeping bar on that means it is the same number. It is like 5.2626 infinite times. So it is nothing but a number which can be written in P by Q form. This is also one bit you are having when we are doing exercise. We will see in detail. If the numbers are coming repeatedly, it's same after the decimal, how to convert it into fraction. So for this now what you have to remember, in the rational numbers, decimal expansion will be terminating or non-terminating recurring. Either the remainder will be 0 after some steps or the quotient will come repeatedly the same number. Then go for irrational numbers. In irrational numbers, they are non-terminating and non-recurring. Non-recurring means they will not repeat. The numbers after that point also, the what numbers you are getting, that will be different. And they are non-terminating means the remainder will not be 0 at all. That's why the decimal expansion for irrational is non-terminating and non-recurring. Next, now we will have to go for the next point in this chapter. What it is, look at here. For positive real numbers are nothing but collection of rational and irrational. The following identities holds. Now again on this we have to go with the exercise. What it is given, square root of a into b. Suppose if you are having square root of 3 into 6. So it can be written as separately square root of 3 into square root of 6. That is your first identity. Second, if it is separated, if suppose square root of 3 by square root of 4 is there, together we can write in one square root as 3 by 4. This is also one identity here. Then we will go for third identity. See here the third identity, square root of a plus square root of b into square root of a minus square root of b is equals to a minus b. So this is nothing but in the form of a plus b into a minus b, where you are having root also. If you are taking with the root and the power gets cancelled. That's why we are getting here a and b. Root and powers get cancelled. Then the fourth identity, only a is having the power and this b is having square root. So this b's square root gets cancelled and a's square root is as it is, a square minus b, because a is not having square root sign. Then go for the fifth identity. Here what the fifth identity says, it is nothing but again a plus b whole square, a plus b whole square formula. Again square root of a square. Again it is having the root, that's why the power and the square root gets cancelled and it will remain only as a. That's why here we are getting a plus 2ab means 2 as it is given with the root, it will be root a and root b. Again here the b is there, so b again root and square gets cancelled, it will remain b. Same identity with the negative, a minus b whole square. If a minus b whole square we will take, it will be a square minus 2ab plus b square. As it is having the square root sign, square root and power gets cancelled and it will remain as a minus 2 root ab plus b. These identities we are going to use when we are doing with the exercise questions. Now let's see the last points of this chapter. What it is here, to rationalize the denominator. Again these bits you are having in your exercise. To rationalize the denominator. Rationalize is nothing but to making the denominator as rational number, which should not have the radical sign, square root sign should not be there. So whenever you are having a number which is in the square root plus it is given, means we need to multiply with minus. This one method we will be again having in detail in our exercise. Remember that rationalize the denominator means making the denominator free from radical sign. Now the last point, let a is greater than b be a real number and p and q are rational numbers. Laws of exponents we are using here. The laws of exponent states whenever the bases are same and when the powers are in multiplication, like if it is a raised to p into a raised to q is nothing but a raised to P plus Q. When the bases are same and it is in into, powers can be added. Whenever the bases are same and the powers are, when they are in division, powers can be subtracted. When they are in into, powers should be added. When they are in division, powers should be subtracted. Then A raised to P whole raised to Q. When we are having whole raised to, means it's nothing but multiplication. A raised to P into Q. Fourth one, now again the bases are different and the powers are same. Powers are same means this P and P we can write for only one time. And with the this AB. AB is nothing but multiplication. A into B whole to the power of P. With this we had completed the introduction part. In our next video we will see how we are solving the exercise by using this knowledge what we are having now. Thank you.